Hey, how you doing, gang? Good to be back. Good to be back. I am the Oracle Clyde, and tonight we're just going to enjoy each other's company, do some tarot card reading, the usual. Yeah, just trying out one new little thing, and that is embedding the chat in the window because I am going to be splitting my time between Twitch and YouTube, and so I need to start embedding the chat in the actual window. All right, so that people, when they look at this video after the fact, they'll know what the hell I'm talking about, you know. So anyway, that's good. Why don't we go ahead and just switch cameras? As you can see, we're all ready. And you know what? I'm going to make some adjustments. And I am going to, let's see here. Because I believe I can set who to ignore. Hey Ash, how you doing? What's up? Welcome guys, give me some time here. I am, wait a minute. I added the chat widget. So let's go, King. I tried to add my Discord, but right now I'm using Voicemeeter Banana. And it's screwed up completely Discord's ability to output its audio to a separate audio track. It's annoying the piss out of me. So I'm going to wait until Wednesday to try to figure that out. But yeah. Clegatron, that is a pretty big issue. Definitely. If you want a reading on that, you can do join queue, ! Join queue. But anyway, give me one little second. I want to see if come on, guys. Yeah, I'll try to get it worked out. It's all right, that's layers. What we got? Text, position, style. Let's lower the. Oh, okay, here we go. Pretzel rocks. Okay, I want to keep that pretzel rocks from showing up. Well, let's see. Obviously, Clegg, that is going to be quite a dampener on your relationship with your wife. First things first, your relationship with your wife is, if it's still together, have you even taken care of the whole issue of not my baby? Okay. Have you even broached the subject of whether you guys are going to be, it's only been a day. That's a toughie. If the marriage is going to survive, the child, of course, is going to be a whole nother mess. All right. Obviously, the child is blameless because it's a child, that kind of thing. You do run the risk that if you patch things up with the wife, you try to do a second you mend everything and you go, then it's only going to be awkward if you think it's awkward. There's nothing wrong with mixed race or anything like that. So the bigger issue is that whether or not you and her. Oh no, that's fine. The only problem is, yes, it will. People will know, but then again, people are always going to be nosy because, for all they know, you could have adopted the child. You know, so in this day and age, that is as viable an explanation as infidelity. So wouldn't worry too much about that. I think that's a toughie, because obviously if you mend the relationship enough to get to the next step, you're both going to, of course, have to decide what to do with the child, because you only have about 20 weeks tops to decide whether or not you're going to, whether you're going to keep it. The child. So you've only got a few months to decide. Two, really. I mean, it's depending on how long she's been. Yeah, sure. It's obviously such an enormous obstacle that it's going to take a lot of talking, a lot of counseling, and a lot of forgiveness in order to make that work. Certainly is done all the time. It's also certainly broken up many marriages too, because you're gonna have rage issues. You're gonna have all the issues. I feel for you. You know? Okay, so Walter's totally beat you good thumbs. We'll figure it out. All right, I'm gonna do my warm up, guys. I just popped on, so let's warm it up. Like warming up the craps table. Yeah, let's get these cards all nice and shuffled. We're going to do a warm-up 3-card reading. And then we'll get to Walter's. I just bought a bunch of equipment. I'm going to be producing some videos for YouTube. Try to do some more. Try to class up the joint. Not abandoning Twitch. I'm just going to be distributing on multiple platforms. So I love YouTube and I love Twitch, but Twitch is still primarily gamer focused. And I love doing this here because this is like uncharted territory within the Twitch realm. But I do want to do some more produced videos. I know. I had this issue where it seems like there's some days where I feel like I don't shuffle at all. And I know I'm shuffling, and I'm getting the exact same cards reading to reading. And I know that that's just, it's probably perception. I mean, it could be very well that the cards are like, no, these are the cards you're going to show. This is your cards. It's like a theme tonight. So we're going to see. It's our current issue, current problem. What is the obstacle? to the success, and how's it going to work out? All right, we got 3 reverse cards. That's nuts. Here we go. We got the Ace of Swords. Oh my God, and it's reversed. Chaos and conflict, or just a loss, a failure. So our current situation for one of you guys out there, or someone who's watching after the fact, we have got loss. And not a loss like you lost a friend or a family member, something like that. You lost something, like you lost a job, you lost an item, you lost a fight, you lost a conflict, or you just plain up failed. Swords, usually about force or victory or justice, that kind of thing. So we'll keep it at that. Now, our obstacles to success. We got the 9 of Cups, and they are reversed. All right. Usually it's about wish fulfillment. Lion King. I saw that on stage, and it was a magical show. I have not seen the movie yet. Don't spoil it. Okay, wish fulfillment and contentment. Success, but it's reversed. So materialism, disaffection. Basically, this means nothing satisfies you. You've got everything you want. It still doesn't fill that hole. Still doesn't satiate that need, that yearning to just be happy. That's our block, you know? Like, you have failed at something, and it's almost as if, you know, you keep trying. Maybe you wanted to fail because you wanted to experience pain, like that Johnny Cash song, you know. You just want to know what it's like because nothing has satisfied you, no matter what. Any material success didn't even make you happy. And look at this. How to move past this, how to move forward, is the wheel. I watched The Lion King back in the 90s about a dozen times. Half of them were stoned, so I do remember the movie. And it's a phenomenal film. So, all right, we got bad luck, negative forces, and resistance. Okay, let's think about this. If everything has come easy to you, and that is sort of bred, I'm giving myself some handlebars. Yeah, all right. One side does not go up. I have to use wax. Everything comes easy, and you've been successful. And that kind of bugs you because it no longer gives you happiness. You're starting to lose. Now, if the way to get past this is to have a string of bad luck or to seek it out or to resist everything, it's almost as if the only way to get you out of this funk is to go back. This is how I interpret this. Go back to your roots. The time when you remember where life was difficult, where you had to get a job, where you had to try to make the bills work, you know, balance the budget, pay this bill this month, pay this bill that month. You know what I mean. So, in order for you to appreciate what you have to put yourself in a position whereby you remember what it was like to not take anything for granted. That's what I think this is saying. So, counting your blessings is going to be the theme for tonight. not being in a place in your journey where nothing is difficult for you anymore. You don't get any pleasure in life because things have become too easy and you've become disconnected. You're no longer grounded. Well, up with that. So, Walters, my friend, you're the first up. Clearing that board. What you in the mood for tonight, Walters? You want a general? You want a love reading? Didn't we do that last time about your dating life? Levi, where are you leaving to? When you say you're leaving, are you going somewhere? Oh, that's cool. I was a camp counselor once. It was a pretty crazy summer. Like meatballs in a movie. Did we lose Walters? Okay, so it's just a week long camp. And my wife used to go to one of those all summer camps, 5 weeks. I would have loved to do a summer camp like that all summer long. That would have been just fun. So Walters, did I lose you? Because I may have to skip you and go on to Good Thumbs if I don't see you popping up. Maybe you yeah, maybe a week away will kind of let things calm down for you. At least you get a week away in a totally different environment, different group of people. It's always a good thing, All right. I'm going to go ahead and go to Good Thumbs. Good Thumbs is looking for a general. And let's see if I can figure out a good one for you. I'll come back to you, Walters. Do not worry, my friend. Hey, how was your tournament, Good Thumbs? Does that mean it was A-okay? Borderlands is good. What about Rage 2? That looked pretty good. You should try Rage 2. Or Rage. You don't like Rage? How about Resident Evil 2? The new remastered one. What about Star Citizen? Or No Man's Sky? Ooh, that's a good one. That's like big in scope. I mean, that's like, you can't just quickly jump into that game. If you want to go in and just play for a little bit and pull out, then, maybe Apex. So, all right, Good Thumbs. Let's find. I like this one. I like the wheel. We want karma and good fortune. Okay. That's what we want. Let's adjust my camera here. It's getting all wackerdoodled. All right, my friend. Yeah, because I'm like that too. I'm like ready to play a different game right now. I played one called The Witness that's all about puzzles and stuff. And it's nice, but it's starting to annoy me because it's one of those games where there are no instructions and you got to go and figure out each puzzle kind of organically. And I'm okay with that, but I kind of feel like that's sort of a waste of time where I just have to figure out the rules of a puzzle, and that takes about 5 minutes, and then I got to spend another 5 minutes actually solving the puzzle. I'd rather just know how to do the puzzle and then work on solving it. I don't want to have to figure out what the rules are before I even solve it. That just wastes my time. I waste my time. Maybe I'll go back to just Half-Life 2, damn it. Go back to a classic. Good thumbs. Let's do you. Let's do your reading, and then we'll come back to Walters if he's come back from microwaving his dinner. Ain't nothing wrong with microwaving dinner. I do it every night. All right, this covers you, good thumbs. This is your current situation, influences. Here we go. All right, we got the sun, and it's reversed. What up with that? But that's okay. It's the same. Material happiness, fortune in life. Okay, you're fine. So when it's reversed, sometimes I kind of feel like everything is okay, but there may be a little bit of an undercurrent. Just a little bit of something's not quite right, or something may happen. I can't put my finger on it. So that's but this is the sun though, Levi. Sun's okay. The star, that's a different one. Now, oh look, it's right side up. Crosses you. Oh, I see. Yeah, you know, those are the original meanings of these cards, and they tend to be a little bit, I don't know. Yeah, sometimes I agree with them, sometimes I don't. It's like, I don't agree with the things that the original author came up with. This is the Ace of Cups. All right. Ace of Cups. You got a new thing coming, man. New relationships. Yeah, yes. And you've got could be relationship. Could be something a little bit more emotional based, but you're gonna have to address this. All right. So keep that in mind. Someone new is gonna come into your life. More than a casual acquaintance. This is above you, good thumbs, right here. This is where you're headed. King of Pentacles. All right, King of Pentacles, you know, he's that intelligent leader, gifted, business. So what does this mean? Typically, it can mean a job opportunity or just a new beneficial opportunity. It could be a professional environment is where you're headed. So keep that in mind. Something that's complex, something that's challenging. I think you guys were arguing over a bunny. Hey, welcome, Muse K. Your muse. I'll just say muse. All right, this is below you, the root, the foundation of the question. All right, look at that, King of Swords. Good, I'm glad. Thank you, Muse. Well, with the King of Swords, he is kind of a dick. He's all about tyranny and oppression, cruelty, because he's pretty much the opposite of someone who is just and the authority. So, what does this mean? You're currently in a bad situation, maybe professionally. All right, you are either suffering under the oppression of someone or something. It's not right. That's why I think I like where this is headed, which would be the opposite. Like you're gonna, like you're wanting to leave this situation to go here. So maybe this month, this is what you're trying to get out from under the thumb of, so that you can go to a more professional, executive business sort of atmosphere. Good. If this is if you're feeling like this is you, that you're working on this, possibly someone's going to come into your life that's going to help you, because this is what you want to be, because this represents like the entrepreneur, the Elon Musks of the world that people want to naturally follow because they believe that he's got the skill and talent to lead people. You know, they're kind of like, wow, superstar. Judgment. You just came from this. An outcome. Obviously, this could relate to the tournament that you just did. It also could be, as far as change of position, there was a change in your life that you just experienced. Whether it be your stature or your position or something, you have that has just happened for you right behind you. So, oh, you lost it. Ash, you're so judgmental. Oh, good. Yeah, eventually that always happens, Levi. It's happened to me, when I see my ex, like really soon after she dumped me, and then I see her with a fellow friend. I'm like, oh, I hate your happiness. Okay. Getting ready to pop into this right here. Failure, loss of contest, could be just as simple as you're going to lose another game, but that's okay. It could be an interpersonal relationship or something is going to fall through. It may even be related to this. So keep that in mind. You're getting ready to pop into this. Be prepared. I don't know if it relates to the new relationship, but just be aware how this all fits together. So I believe in unicorns. I believe that they taste delicious. All right. Ace of Pentacles. This is how you feel about yourself right now. Selfish. Lost opportunity. You feel like you've missed some opportunities to be either a better person or a better team leader. So that's why you're kind of down on yourself right now. Here's your environment. Oh, okay. That's good. New beginnings. All right. Especially for compassion, relationship sort of position. Could be very well related to this. Either a new this doesn't necessarily mean like a new girl or new guy or anything like that. This could all literally just be a new deep relationship or a bond. Okay. And that may very well be what this is that you're experiencing a rebirth or a new phase, which would be this. And that's the position you're in. So you're in a very good position. Unicorn, sucky, sucky. Oh. I fight unicorns in my Shroud of the Avatar game. Unicorns in our game are badasses. They shoot this big ray of rainbow, and they just kill you. They just kill you. Because if you manage to kill a unicorn, you can take its horn and distill an incredibly toxic poison out of it. So if you go up against a unicorn, be sure you can survive. Hopes and fears? Yeah, you know, the Ten of Cups. You want a happy team. You don't want your team to be at each other's throats like they have been in the past, or at your throat. That's one thing that does concern you. You are not just looking for a good team, but a good family that gels. And look at that. I think you've got a really, really good prospect coming up, because you got the World. And of course, could it be everything for a trip or just a sure success? But it's a very good outcome. All right. And mainly because you're recognizing some of the things you need to work on to accomplish good interpersonal relationships with a new team that you found that you like. You have high hopes for them. It's, even though you lost, it's not as important, because it's much more important that you get along and have a good time with them. So yeah, I think you're good. I'm just enjoying watching this love spat with Ash and Levi sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G. Hey, Walters, are you there? Did we lose you? I hope we didn't lose you, Walters. So, a demon is cooler than a ghost. I don't know, man. That's your loss, Levi. Older women are so much better. So much better. Just think, she could buy you alcohol. Okay. Walters, one more time. I'm just going to go on to Ash. Ash, my friend. If you can get, hey Sarah, good to see you. If you can hop a flight over to Scotland. Let's clear the board here. Welcome, Sarah. Good to see you. Come on in. Ash, what you want? What kind of reading are you up for? You up for take me back, Stella? The way you put boys in quotes, that a map to your new love. Well, I have got that for you. Fantastic. That is the first damn card that's in my hand. Love and compassion and joy and new relationships. Well, springing from the hand of God with a dove. All right, we'll do my special love card spread as opposed to a love spread, which is something else. Yuck, 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 yuck. Man, fuck that shuffle up. You are, Ash, you are an excellent catch. The only thing that separates you two would be a couple thousand miles of ocean. Now. Well, Sarah, whatever their pronoun is, everyone should be happy. Alrighty. I want to go to England and Scotland so badly. I am willing to do naughty things to make it happen. You know, I have seen Army of Darkness. It's been like 20 years at least since I saw that movie. If it's the same Army of Darkness you're talking about, which came out in the late 80s. Okay, Ash, let's do your love reading. That's right, it's only 18 and over there, because they're not stuck up prudes when it comes to alcohol. Yeah, but you know what? I mean, if you look old enough, you can go into a pub. And you guys got awesome pubs. We just have shitty sports bars. Okay, Ash. Now, this first card is your readiness. All right, how are you approaching this? How are you going to approach, like, how ready are you for this new relationship? Are you hesitant? Are you scared? That kind of thing. So, look at that. And I shuffled the shit out of that same cards. Something about me in this deck, it only brings out about 12 cards. Same damn 12 cards. All right. King of Pentacles. And it's reversed. So, I think what it is you've come out of a domineering relationship, or at least you feel that the relationships can be domineering. And so I think you're going into whatever relationship you go to next prepared to fight for your independence, that you are wholly prepared to defend your independence from anyone who you feel is going to take advantage of that and try to mold you to their Hey man, my name's Paul and this is Between Y'all. Now, Ash, attention please. This one is going to be about the next person in your life, okay? This is what you can expect. Characteristics, what kind of characteristics are they going to have? That way you can kind of recognize who they are when you meet them. So you'd be like, oh yeah, I've heard about you. Look at this. Turn and cough. The Hierophant. That's good. That's actually pretty good to help. Doesn't mean he's going to be priest or anything like that. It means he's going to be part of, it represents traditional beliefs, marriage, religion, and institutions. Essentially, what this guy is going to be a part of, or where he works, or what he's involved in is going to be part of a traditional institution, or whether it be a club, or whether it be a university, or whether it be a profession that is, understood to be a part of a tradition. So whether it be lawyer, whether it be doctor, whether it be priesthood, whether it be police, anything like that. So that's what the Hierophant represents. Could very well be military too. So that's what you can expect when you meet this person. And at least you'd be like, oh, okay, well, you may be the one. Now, this next card is going to be your best way to put yourself on the path to meet this person, whether it be your outlook or set of actions that you do. How can you put yourself in a path or set of circumstances so that you can meet this next awesome person? That's right. They gotta believe in unicorns, bitches. Queen of Swords, and it is reversed. That is interesting. Okay. Queen of Swords, when she's right side up, is the kind of person that knows what bullshit. Knows what the bullshit is. She can cut through anything. She can see through anything. She's a very good friend to you because she won't lie to you. But when it's reversed, it represents someone who's unable to see the truth because of their own current emotional state. All right. Either they're too cold-hearted, or they got cloudy thinking because they're going through their own personal issues. So how do we reconcile this card with this position? If this is to tell you what you might need to do to put yourself on the path, well, this will be a couple things. Let me think. If you were suffering from these problems right now, you obviously get help sometimes. Maybe you talk to a friend. Maybe you take steps in order to clear your head. That could be sort of an indirect way to put yourself in the path of meeting this person. If this is telling you, in order to meet this person, these are the things you need to address. Okay? That you need to get some mental clarity so that you can divine the truth. If you're meaning if you just got out of a shit relationship, I'm going to take this velvet Gore-Tex winter hat off my head. Jesus Christ. Look at this. Now, it could very well be that because this is pretty soon after a breakup, if you're still feeling emotionally charged from that and mistrustful, that you, in order to move forward, you're going to need to deal with that. So, this right here represents the lessons, Six of Wands, that you're going to bring forward to help you in this relationship. Triumph, great news, deserved success. Essentially, damn. This one right here would be, it's very important in a relationship to be seen, to be recognized, to be acknowledged. Too many people will be in a relationship and they'll feel like they are alone. You could be in a relationship and still feel alone. So a big lesson for you is to be is acknowledgement of your fears, your concerns, your disappointments, acknowledgement that you matter, and to be made to feel that you matter. That's an important lesson. Okay. This is going to be the nature of this relationship that we're talking about, based on the reading so far. It's the Leroy Jenkins card. It's going to be impatient and impulsive. Basically, it's going to be like, hey, how you doing? Let's go. All right? So it may be one of those relationships that will, that are tumultuous, torrid. They burn bright like a strip of phosphorus in chemistry class. So, you know, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It could be a pretty fun relationship. So it may very well be that. In fact, if he comes from this sort of traditional stuffy world, that may be the very kind of relationship he craves, instead of the one that's serious and let's discuss our future together and our possible family and blah, 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 you know? All right. Now, this one right here is going to be challenges in the relationship. All right. Weakness and pettiness. Self-doubt. Think about this. One of the lessons that you bring forward is acknowledgement, all right? Being shown and that you matter. That may be a challenge in the relationship, which is probably why this comes up, is acknowledgement, and the self-doubt that you will feel that you don't exactly matter in the relationship. Because if this is the type of relationship it is, but he comes from a very, traditional thing, he may just be wanting to have fun. And there's nothing wrong with having fun, as long as you understand that that's going to be the nature of the relationship. These are the hidden forces. Skills, job, talent, partnership. Now, Three of Pentacles. That's interesting. Keep this in mind. Now, here's where this tarot spread may be getting a little bit woo. If this is a hidden danger, I can see a possibility where a person from a traditional job that is looking for just a fun, tumultuous relationship. And the hidden danger is skill, talent, teamwork, enterprise, that you're never going to compete with this in his world. Hence the self-doubt card and the importance of this lesson that you have learned in life that you're bringing forward. Because this is going to be how the relationship is going to evolve. And that is the Knave of Wands. All right. That's interesting because it's almost as if you can turn them around. Or that could be you. The relationship evolves into this. See, because these are challenges, and that's a hidden force. This is about evolution of the relationship. It doesn't say it's a bad relationship. It means that it can very well turn into, it can evolve. Here's the thing. Page is young, represents newness, exuberance, good news coming in. So I can envision a scenario whereby things come to a head where you say, look, this relationship's going in a direction that we need to talk about. Are we just having a little wacka, 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 hot monkey loving? Or do you want to go to the next level? Because I know you like this. I know you like this job. I know it's hard to compete with that, but I'm not feeling very special in your life. So if we want this to continue, all right, turn that one up. Then, I have to get some validation with this relationship. Then the relationship changes. It changes from, being just all about having fun to being devoted to the relationship. Ooh, tabletop night. I want to get into that, but I gotta have friends. Maybe I can play it with my wife. I don't think she likes tabletop games. I think that's becoming a thing. I know I just saw a Twitch article about tabletop games becoming a thing. I know I've seen the broadcast of some of the D&D people. Because boy, are they... And I just went to the Southern Fried Gaming Expo here in Atlanta. And that thing was awesome. Hundreds of old school video games, pinball machines, old ones, new ones, homemade ones. Just a lot of fun. I don't know, Levi. Can you dance? All right. Walters, are you there or did we lose you, my friend? We may have lost Walters. I think Walters had to leave, or his internet blew up. Just no clogging, no clogging. They made me learn clogging in class growing up in North Carolina. That was a dance. For those people who don't know what clogging is, it's what hillbillies do. Square dancing. It's fun. The men wear blue jeans and cowboy boots and plaid shirts, and the women wear petticoats and big dresses and big hair, and it's sort of like country music tap dancing, and you have partners, and it's a lot of fun. Then you eat barbecue and corn and biscuits, and you have a good time. Clogging is a folk dance, and it is something that they teach in North Carolina during physical education, PE, gym class. All right, so it looks like we may have lost Walters. So Walters, I apologize, my friend, but you're being stricken. Gluggatron! I'm going to do 2 readings for you. Yay, Sarah, join the queue. Because yours is a little bit more introspective. So give me a second to find an appropriate card for you. That's a possibility. You know, I'm going to go with that. That's my Gluggatron. This is my instinct right here. It is the Hanged Man. Call me maybe. So, with the Hanged Man, of course, represents trials and sacrifice in order to gain wisdom and circumspection. You got a lot of thinking you have to do, and also you're going to have to go through, unfortunately, some really shitty days ahead of you until you are able to make the decision. Thus, I think the Hanged Man may be appropriate for this. Well, you know what? Unicorns are real if you want them to be. If they're in your heart, Levi. If that's what it took to get Ash to love me, fuck yeah. All right. So, Gluggatron, let's do your reading. Let me do some shitty shuffling. Wow, it's already been an hour. That's nuts. You know, My Little Pony is a very popular TV show. And there are a lot of men my age who consider themselves bronies. And that's okay. Because, you know, whatever makes you happy, live your truth. It's all about happiness. Who am I to keep you from being happy? Because it is, you know, I've seen a couple episodes. It's a funny show. It's cute. It's very clever. Very well animated. Very good art design. It's got an adult sensibility. I have a friend that's written a few of the episodes. She lives out in LA. So, she used to write Fairly Odd Parents and Todd World. So she won an Emmy for that. Very proud of her. She's a good friend of mine from college. And she, she went on to write for Grey's Anatomy. And now she is one of the main writers for The Resident on Fox, which is filmed right here in Atlanta. Fairly Odd Parents is a funny show. Very, very unique. But she's a funny woman, so her name is Jen Klein. She's written a couple young adult books, too. And she's well entrenched in the whole television scene. She wrote for a lot of shows. Bedtwerp. Okie dokie, Clegatron. I hope I didn't lose you too. If that's the case, I'm just going to read you anyway. All right? I'm going to do a fourth thing right here. This is about your current bad situation with the missus. All right? This is what your head voice, all right? What your topmost thoughts, what you believe the current situation is, how best to approach it. This is what your higher self, deep inside voice, or your spirit guide, or the universe, what they think it is and how they believe you should do it. And then we'll deal another card in the middle on how to bring it together. There's that Legends of Tomorrow episode where the unicorn just starts eating everyone's heart out of their chest and shooting a psychedelic rainbow goo into everyone's face. That's a funny damn episode. Uh-oh. Okay, so 3 of Cups. Current issue is happiness. Wedding, feast, party, celebration. How can this occur? How can this happen now that you've just discovered the truth? All right. That's a thing, That's something you gotta figure out. I'm gonna have to watch that again. I think she even worked on Super Pets too. I'm glad to say I suggested a storyline for an episode of The Resident, and she used it. She's been trying to fit my name into an episode. All right, Clegatron. Queen of Wands. Magnanimous. Obviously, you believe that it's worth saving. That loyalty is there. That you have a bond that can't be broken, or at least can be salvaged. Or you at least believe that this is what should be the case. Let's see what the higher voice says. It's about a decision that's got to be made, a balance between issues. Definitely weighing choices, because that is the truth. I mean, no shit. Don't need the universe to tell you that. Unconventional thought. Breaking the status quo. If the status quo, let's see. Questioning beliefs. very well, if you're questioning the belief in your wife, that is whether or not that they're deserving of loyalty. Traditional belief says you stay together. This suggests maybe, possibly, that they're not worthy of it, that you have to make a choice, that there is a possibility that... but it also, traditionally, people walked away, too. So you can argue that a non-traditional answer to this is to rekindle, rebuild the relationship, and raise the child together. Well, that just says break up. Honestly, yeah. So, yeah. So I hate to see that, because that's actually pretty dead on with what the current issue is. Hey, I'm a dude who dyed his hair blonde and wears a fez. That's all I am. I don't want you to make any decisions based on my readings. It was an intensely important decision for you. Okay, Clegatron? So, I want you to use this as food for thought, that you need to examine whether or not the relationship is worth saving. Examine whether or not she has the loyalty to, not you, to the marriage, to the relationship. Then you can both decide what to do with the child, the baby, all right? Whether or not to keep it or not. Because you do have more than one choice on that, all right? There are several choices on that. So... all right, Muse. Stretch. Oh. All right. Okay. Muse, what you in the mood for? What kind of reading? Let's clear the board here. All right. That's all right, Levi. Okay, so you're in a new environment? Like general, like where you are currently in your life? Or is this environment a very specific thing that's a new situation for you? Because as far as feeling useless, I think I want to do 2 readings for you. Oh, it's an internet. Oh, in this environment. A Discord server. All right, well. All right. All right. Okay, I'm going to do a 3-card spread, and then I'm going to do the 5-card spread. All right. So we'll kind of ease into it, and then we'll get a little bit more of an explanation about a good approach. You're feeling useless within an environment, a specific Discord server, a group of people. I'm a member of like 6 or 7, so mainly support, technical support for various services and games, because Discord and Slack is Yeah, they're pretty much, same technology, same ideas. I love Discord. I think it's an amazing thing. Back in my day, when we first started the internet, we had a thing called news groups. The Usenet is what it was called. Tens of thousands of individual message boards. Still around, actually. Well, that's interesting, Sarah. World War I sounds, bro, because I do believe in reincarnation. I am a proponent of reincarnation, and there are times where certain sounds can definitely trigger a certain longing and nostalgia because something deep inside of you recognizes it. You may go your whole life with just that little nagging feeling in the back. Mine has to do with like the 70s and the 80s. Which is weird because I was alive then. So how can I be reincarnation of someone that lived during my own lifetime? Did they rap? All right, here we go, Muse. We're going to do a 3-card first. And I'm going to continue on with the deck. Not going to reshuffle. All right, your current issue right here is you're in a new environment. This is the Fool, and it's upside down. So typically this is foolishness or reckless, as if you're in this new environment that it could be that it's not stable. It could be that it's filled with a bunch of immature people, or it could be that your joining of this group was not a wise choice. Not sure which one that could be. Maybe we'll get some more clarification later on. So very first one, but just to let you know so that you can come to a conclusion yourself. If our current situation is the Fool reversed, that's what we're starting off with. So now, very much so. I don't know the exact details, and you don't need to tell me. All right, just keep this in mind because we got some more cards to read. Now, the obstacle to you solving this, 5 of Swords, and it's reversed, which is typically about crossfire, lingering conflict. If there's strife within the group and it doesn't involve you, then definitely it could be that you're catching something that's not intended for you, but it certainly feels that way. That's one explanation. It could be that if you do have a personal connection to this group, that the reason why you feel sort of useless is because you haven't resolved. But also it does say bullying, which is maybe you're just in a group of some fucking assholes. I mean, sometimes that's just a likely explanation, that they're just all dickheads. I'm totally done with that. Yeah, Sarah, I think that's kind of cool too, because I think if death is merely another plane of existence that I think we can pass in and out, and if that other plane of existence has its own physics, its own time, that I definitely think there is a way to reincarnate that overlaps this life. And then maybe you can reincarnate previous years or reincarnate in the future. Maybe. Oh, okay. So we'll keep this. So that would be the obstacle. And of course, the thing about this one, the Ten of Swords reversed, it's basically, it says the bad shit's over. All right. You're at your lowest point. So now you are in that stage where you're examining and can't get any worse. You're figuring out where to go from here. All right. So could it be that right now, so far, what it's telling you is that to solve this particular thing, if you've been on the receiving end of some negativity, then now's the time to examine whether or not it's worth being in it. Okay? Sometimes we have to make a choice. My emotional health is important because poor emotional health leads to poor physical health, leads to bullshit. And sometimes you're like, you know what, I don't have time for this. I want to have fun. I want to be positive. I don't need this kind of stuff. So I cut you out of my life. That's a very real thing. Now, obviously, that's not appropriate if you're dealing with a close friend or family member that you have to deal with. But if you're talking about just a digital presence on something, that's a lot easier to make that sort of decision on. Okay, so that's where we're starting. Reckless choice. Being blocked as either bullying, lingering conflict, crossfire. Evaluate your situation once you recognize that you have been unfairly maligned or hurt or pushed down, that you are in that stage of what do I do from here? Now the choice is mine. Anything that happens is based on my choice because I can't get any lower. So anything that happens from here on out is my doing. Okay, so let's think about that. All right, put those there. This is what your head voice is telling you what the problem is, and it is the wheel. That it's just bad luck. That it's just bullshit. Okay, that you got into this, and it's just one of those things, and you're like, what the hell's going on? All right. Sometimes good things happen. Sometimes bad things happen. So you got to decide what to do. All right. And this is what you believe is a good answer to this situation. Seven of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Basically, it means pull out. All right. That you should just leave it, walk away from it. That you are no longer committed to this group. You have no commitments with this group. I know there are a lot of reversals on this. So there's definitely some negative energy. Now this is what your higher self, your heart or your spirit guide or your universe or your ancestors, whoever you want it to be, spirit animal, Joe Pesci. That's who talks to me, Joe Pesci. Actually, it's Brad Pitt. All right. Excuse me. Now, got something in my throat. Okay. I don't know where that came from. The Hanged Man. If this is what the universe is telling you it's about, this is the Hanged Man, and it's reversed because he's right side up, and he's supposed to be upside down. Whereas normally it's about sacrifice to get circumspection. When it's upside down, it's basically, it could be one of two things. It could be selfishness, doing something for the wrong reason, for gain. It's like, I'm going to do through this because I want to gain something materially. The crowd, which is the shallowness of doing what's popular, that sort of thing. Just not listening. All right. So what does it mean in your case? I don't know. I know my camera is all. There we go. Oh, that's so much better. Oh, that was bugging the hell out of me. So, oh, Jesus. Thank you, Skull King. Now, if this is what it's trying to tell you of what the real issue is, not knowing the specifics of the group you're joining, you'll have to make the connection. Is what is your real motivation for joining this group? And does it jive with what your intentions are and what you want to get out of it? Another reversal. Okay, we got Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, normally, this is homemaker. That's kind of an antiquated term, but she is wiser because she's more experienced. Whether or not she's older, the wisdom comes from experience, regardless of whether it's because she's just older or she's done it more. But she's definitely bears the fruit of her experience and talent, and she kind of runs and controls her environment. Now this is in reverse, so basically the home's kind of neglected. And what did I do? Oh, I just knocked my phone off. That's okay. I wish weed were legal too. There is a chance that Mississippi, of all places, is going to legalize it. And that is, if that happens, I'm just a few hours away from Biloxi, which is a gambling town, and I go there for weed. Now, but then again, I live in Atlanta, and I can get weed. Okay, so how's this? I know, isn't that crazy? It'll be legal across the country in under 5 years, so don't worry. What does this mean? If the universe is telling you that this is an answer, is it telling you don't let your home become neglected? Okay, if this is pulling you away from what you need to concentrate on, happiness, your home, your job, or whatever, then leave it. Okay, this is how I interpret this. It's certainly not telling you to just let your home decay or fall in disrepair or whatever. I think what this is telling you is this is a very real problem of staying in this group. And you have a feeling of that too. Now, this pulls it all together, okay? So we got the Ace of Wands. Projects delayed, dashed hopes. Let's talk about that. It's about projects, enterprise, also inspiration. If you were joining this group in order to get something out of it, obviously something has happened in that group for you to ask this question. And it sucks and it hurts. Whatever the issue is, whether there's some toxic relationships in there, whether there's some people who are a little bit aggressive or whatnot. You're not getting out of it. That in and of itself, what you're not getting out of it, really disappoints you, causes you to feel conflicting emotions. Is it my fault? Am I not doing something right? Am I causing the problem? Is it all them? And what is it? Am I supposed to enjoy this or whatnot? The fact of the matter is that regardless of the reason, you look at the outcome. The outcome has a negative effect on your life. Removing yourself from something like this has very little practical effect in your life other than removing a source of negativity. Unless this group is a group that's tied specifically to your job, some family members, that there's some real consequences for you leaving the group. The cards and myself are telling you, get out of there, because it's not worth the emotional negativity for you. And quite frankly, it's a digital group that you can easily walk away from for your own mental health. You always have the right to make choices based on your mental health. Okay? No one can take that away from you, and you alone control how you react to things. If you choose to stay in, then you choose to stay in order to fix things and address it head on. If you feel that that's not going to help you, then pull yourself out and don't give it another thought, because ultimately it's your happiness that you have to think about. So, I hope that helps somewhat, you know. Sarah Grimm, where are you? Sarah. Levi, stop walking around drunk. Sit your ass down. Don't fall off the bed. Ooh, okay, let's do my favorite spread, the love reading. My love spread. Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. There we go. Hey, you lurk away, man. No problem. Okay. Happy family. Sauce balls. I don't know who Sauce Balls is. I assume this is someone I probably should know. You know, and that's cool. That's fine. All right. Let's do a little shuffle action for Sarah. We're gonna do a love spread reading for finding happiness and starting a family. Yeah. There we go. Partner, contentment, harmony. Always a good card. Okay. Now, let's shuffle. shuffle the shit out of this. I watch these videos on YouTube. I go down the rabbit hole, and there's a British vlog called Techmoan, where he reviews old vintage audio technology. It's wonderful, very well produced, about 30 minutes for each episode, and they were, just watching them review reel-to-reel tapes, and then I saw another video about CDs, and it just brought me back to the day when I was in high school before the internet, and I was still putzing around with my Commodore 64 and 128 and Tandy Radio Shack computer and all of that crap, Atari, and buying vinyl records, and then a CD came out and everything switched over to compact discs. But I remember going to college, and we still had tape recorders for a while, up until the early 90s, mid-90s, tape recorder. And I remember giving mixtapes to people, because a mixtape said a lot. Now, of course, it's a playlist. Oh, it's a playlist, But back then, it was you created a mixtape, and that mixtape was important because it said everything you were too chicken shit to say, and in person. If you give someone a mixtape and you're like, I made this for you, it means nothing. Yeah. And it meant something. It meant something. And I would get a mixtape from a girl or girlfriend, and I'd listen to that thing until I wore it out. I miss cassettes. I miss tapes. I may get out a cassette just to listen to it. So difficult when you have access to all songs instantly. Digital. I mean, where's the fun in that? Well, I can just shout at my computer and say, play me whatever song I want. Used to only have 12 songs on a cassette tape. Anyway, Sarah, I'm old. I'm sorry. Let's do our love reading here. Now, this is how you are going to approach this relationship. How do you feel? Are you excited? Are you angry? Are you scared? Are you obsessed? What is it? Oh, look at that. You come with the acknowledgement that broken hearts are likely, will happen. The truth is laid bare, but that's okay because you're on the path to recovery now, or understanding. Basically, you're going into a relationship knowing that the heart is fragile, that you have been hurt, but that's okay. It makes you a better person. And second, third, fourth go around is better than the first time. Because the first time when you get your heart ripped out your ass, that's terrible, man. You just feel like you were wronged by the world and that God hates you. But you're not in that position. So you understand that the human heart can be trod upon. And that's how you're going to go into this. Now, this next one is, what is the person that you're going to be meeting? What kind of person are they? What are the characteristics? All right, that way you can hopefully meet them. Look at that. King of Pentacles. We've gotten him several times tonight. So he has a theme. A man or woman, a person who represents intelligence in their particular field, in their job, in their sphere of influence. Very talented and very gifted. Kind of like whether it be a rocket scientist, a doctor, an entrepreneur who writes apps. They're like the king app startup maker. Hey, Walters is back. Yay. We missed you. I had to skip you. Sorry, Walters. So, now. Let's see. This one is, what do you need to do to put yourself on the path to meet this person? Ooh. That's crazy because this card was here last time, but it was reversed. Queen of Swords. All right. You need to be honest with this person or honest with yourself. You need to be under no illusions. Now, it could be that the situation that puts you I don't know, Levi. I think the whiskey's talking. The let's see, I'm trying to think about this one. Possibly a sequence of events that allows you to be a little bit more perceptive of the situation. See through any kind of subterfuge. Keep this in mind. Keep this kind of stored away, that in order to put yourself on the path to meet this person, that you're going to need to have your eyes wide open. Okay? Whereas normally we tend to walk through life and not pay attention to things, so when they present themselves within our life, we don't recognize it for what it is. This is telling you, keep your eyes open. You might miss it. Okay? So, this is the lesson that you bring to finding this relationship. Lesson you've learned in the past and you're going to apply moving forward. It's very important to you. And it's the King of Swords reversed, which is about oppression. All right? And cruelty. You don't have time for cruelty. You've experienced cruelty and oppression. And also pressure, but a person who would be cruel for the sake of cruelty through basic prejudices or beliefs is not someone you'd want in your life anyway. Once someone exhibits any propensity for this, no. I don't like the word lol. I never did. You know why? Because it sounds like lol. Lol. I don't know. That's just how I am. And I came from the early days of the 80s doing online message forums. We invented the emoticon. Because chatting is such an ineffective way of communicating how you truly feel. So we had to come up with ways to express emotion. All right. This right here is, let's see, we got the Queen of Wands. This is going to be the nature of the relationship so far based on our reading. All right. And it's going to be a fruitful relationship based on dedication to each other from the loyalty thing. And it is going to be a warm and engaging relationship. I've really got to fix this camera. It's annoying the piss out of me. So that's good. That's really good. That's right. Not emoji. Emoji is a Japanese thing that came much late. All right, now. Peach and eggplant. unless you're coming on to me, Levi. That's hysterical. Levi, have you ever been to South Carolina? Because in South Carolina, we have a water tower that is a giant painted peach. Except when you drive past it, it doesn't really look like a peach. It looks like private parts. So it's near Gaffney, South Carolina, which was where all the peaches are grown, pretty much in the country. And they very proud of their water tower along the highway that is just a big ass painted peach. It's even got the peach leaf on top. It's exactly the emoji you just pasted. It is that emoji, but it is as big as a house. And it looks like just looks like a vagina. It really does. There's no other way to say it. It looks like a big shaved vagina. And the entire town calls it a shaved vagina. And it's been that way for 30, 40 years. Google it. Gaffney, South Carolina Peach Tower. Find a picture. You will see it and you'll be like, holy shit. You drive past that thing on the highway and you're like, that's a damn vagina. Only in America, baby. Only in America. All right, Sarah. I apologize for that inappropriate conversation. I tried to be mature about it. This what the hell does this represent? This represents the challenges in this relationship, okay? And Seven of Cups is always about illusion and choices and lack of discernment, but it's reversed. So there is an emotional aspect to this. This is temptation. You may not know how to react in certain situations. I'm going to interpret this card, and Levi, oh, you weren't. You may find yourself so emotionally connected that there may be faux pas in the relationship because of growing pains. All relationships go through this. You learn about each other's picadillos. So if you get it wrong, don't freak out. You know, my wife and I have been married for 10 years now, 11 years now. And it happens, you know. It took us a while to really learn about each other. I think you can try sending a link. Yeah, oh yeah, that's it, baby. That's it. The big peach water tower. For my international friends, this is what we have in America. Go America. They call it the peachoid. Oh yeah, I got a subscriber just for that. Thank you for the Ivy Rain. All right, I appreciate the subscription. That's fantastic. And for those who subscribe, if you join my Discord server, you'll automatically be in the subscriber role. I will do private readings for you. You can chat me up, direct message in Discord. What I do is using the same layout, I'll record it for you and upload a link to my YouTube channel that's unlisted and just for you. That way you can keep it and refer to it later on. So that's something I'm totally willing to do. Okay. Now, blah, blah, blah. All right. Hidden. Thank you. I was gone for a couple weeks last time, but I'm back in the groove. So Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are when I'm when I broadcast, about 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in USA. That's right, Walter. USA! Yeah! We have a big peach private part, a big fanny in the air. All right, Sarah, this is right here. This has to do with hidden challenges, and that is home disarray. Be sure you don't, let's see here. Be sure you don't let not just your home, but the aspects of the life that aren't directly related to your relationship go by the wayside, okay? Because that can put a strain on the relationship. Keep that in mind. This isn't telling you to be a good wife and keep everything clean and have coffee ready. This is just basically don't let one out, unbalance the whole thing. That's what we always have to work on. And this is, how's the relationship going to evolve with this person? That's weird. 5 of Swords. Not worth the price, tension, betrayal. I fucking hate that. No, that's bullshit. Maybe this is what happens, which is if the home or the personal life just sort of falls by the wayside, it leads to tension. I don't know, man. Maybe, if she's in Scotland and they have that transcontinental internet, maybe it costs like $5 a minute. I don't know. We have cheap internet. I pay $100 a month for gigabit fiber, unlimited gigabit fiber, baby. That means I can download a AAA game in 15 minutes. I got that AT&T Gigaverse, Gigapower, whatnot. Maybe they're using like dial-up modems. I don't know. I'm going to do a 3-card for you, Sarah, because I don't like ending on that. And then I'm going to get to you, Levi, and then I'm going to get to you, Skull King, and that'll probably be it for the night. All right. This is the problem. For some reason, we want to know why it's going to evolve with tension. All right. Happiness. Okay. You're going to get past the tension. Mainly because, your goal for each other, the obstacle, and it's also a goal, is the family, is the ultimate thing. You both are going to work for it. And what it's going to do is it's going to rekindle the relationship when you realize that both of you are in it for the long haul. It becomes a rededication. So there may be a rough patch in the relationship as you adjust to each other, figure each other out. Maybe one takes the other for granted. You argue, you fight. Then you realize that you're in it for the long haul and you rededicate and the relationship blossoms. Okay, so it's going to end on that. Love and joy and fruition, contentment. So you're good, Sarah. So keep an eye out for that person. That's as positive as a reading you can get on a love reading. Levi, we're not doing a death reading. That's on Wednesday. Levi's death reading only on Wednesday. Levi is pining for his Scottish unicorn. 31st to the 4th. Oh, that's right. You won't be here on Wednesday. Okay. You know what? Do you? I can do a death reading for you. Or I can just do how's your trip at camp going to be? And you know what? Let me do that one. You need to know about that anyway, and then I'll do a 3-card death one. All right, you got a trip coming up, so let's just do the world for you. It's always a card for trips, if I can find it. Come on, where are you? Where are you? Okay, here we go. Is this camp like do they focus on something, or is it just like a general rounded camp? Like, I was a camp counselor that also did things like theater and stuff like that, and it was more of a general camp. Oh, okay. So you're totally going to bring weed and alcohol then if it's a church camp. I mean, most camps are church camps anyway. They're the ones who put the money and resources into building camps anyway. So, like, ours was a church camp, but there was very little churchy about it. I mean, we did Vespers, but the whole damn camp counselor staff would spend the nights drinking and having sex. I mean, honestly, we would. We would just find an empty cabin somewhere. That's right, Sarah. I love camp. I think everyone should be a camp counselor at least one time. I thought about doing it now. Oh, Ivy, go into the queue by typing in ! join queue. It's all one word, lowercase. And the death reading is something that I do just for Levi, who always wants to know when he's going to die, how he's going to die. So I do a tongue-in-cheek reading for him on the spectacular or sad or depressing or just plain ugly way he's going to leave this world. Usually we just make shit up while I do a reading for him. Because sometimes I'll do non-traditional readings for writers. We got someone that pops in that wants a reading for the Dungeons and Dragons campaign that he's creating or the book that he's writing. And this tarot is a wonderful tool for exploring themes, ideas, storylines, and characters. It is a great mind mapping tool, inspiration tool, all of that stuff. Yeah, Babacus. I just like saying it. Babacus. All right, Levi, my friend. Let's see what camp has in store for you. Ciao. Oh, my goodness. You're leaving behind some bullshit. All right? Look at that. You got the 5 of Swords. All right? A little bit of tension. Lost conflict. That's fine. We understand. You got to get away. Take a week off. So that's fine. You know, it's not currently you're not battling, but you're leaving it behind for a little while. Ooh. This crosses you. You're going to have to deal with this coming up. It's the unknown. All right, it's the moon. So, this is an obstacle or a challenge you're going to have to deal with while at camp. And it's everything from hidden enemies, danger and darkness, deception. So, someone got it in for you there? Someone you had to deal with last year? Or there's going to be some drama there? You know, camp, sometimes there's drama for the whole week. You know, maybe there's a girl there that wants you, or there's something going on. Someone's got it in for you. Also, shit tons of pranks. Man, we used to do crazy pranks on the cabins, because we had cabins on platforms with cots in there. And while an entire troop was out, we would raid and take everything and put it on boats and put it in the middle of the lake. Got in trouble for that one, but you know, it's all fun and games. So keep that in mind. Oh, okay, this is what's heading. Where you headed, all right. Partnership, showing off your skills. Now, 3 of Pentacles. You're probably going to get a little camp buddy. Oh, yeah, totally do that. You better believe it. Yeah, that's a good thing to do, Sarah. Totally agree with that. I have a brother who passed, and I wished he had done that. So I think Levi, you're going to team up with someone. You're going to be kind of known as the Beavis and Butthead, pulling pranks, being the big dudes on campus. So look forward to that. I mean, don't burn the place down. Okay. This is the foundation. The reason for the question. It's a 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, you not just a little. Maybe a little. I mean, set some shoes on fire or something. That's about it. You don't want to burn down the whole camp, sleepaway, Camp Crystal Lake. You're going Levi, be nice. You know not what you ask. 5 of Pentacles. You're going away. She's speaking about a very specific issue that has to do with her situation and saving her sperm for because she's transitioning, so it's going to be later on to conceive. It's a biological planning, essentially, is what it is. Now let's get back to your reading here. You're going away to camp because right now you're kind of leaving at a moment that's sort of inconvenient for you. Because you'd like to go away to camp not feeling like you're leaving a bunch of bullshit that you're going to have to come back to. You know? Because you'd like to be like, okay, I'm going to go away for a week, and not dreading that when you come back, you're going to have to deal with shit. I think that's what this card's saying. I could be wrong. Now, interesting. This is behind you. You just left this. Haste. Impulse. Haste and hurry. Headstrong. I don't know, maybe you are wanting to get the fuck out of Dodge. That's weird. Oh, but here's cool. No, totally you're going to have fun, because that's what this card's all about, is funness. All right? Travel, adventure. So you are going to have a good time. You're fun. I think when you this person you're going to hook up with, as far as going to be your little partner in crime, I think you're going to have some fun there. But be aware about maybe enemies, more like camp enemies, you know what I mean? I mean, you're not going to go there and, like, you know, shiv someone and get retaliation. It's going to be benign enemies. Okay. So how you feel about yourself right now? We got, let's see, the Knave of Cups. I know. I love a good shiv in the morning. Immaturity, disappointment, unreliable. Which is it? Could be just disappointment or failure to materialize, or if you're feeling that you're feeling immature in the fact of the kind of immature that you want to be when you go to camp, it's perfectly all right. It's perfectly all right. Here's your environment. Not going home, baby. Usually this is about your home. All right. When it's reversed, stifling traditions. If it's a church camp, yes. But I don't think there's a more subtle meaning. I mean, it could just be that you're going away to camp, but you're not going to be pining away for a home to come back to. Some people, honestly, they go to camp and they can't stand it, and all they want to do is just go back home. I don't see that you. All right, your hopes and fears. All right, restlessness. All right, lack of progress. Shit getting done, essentially, and your inability to do it. Okay, buddy. Take care, Walters. Oh, well, I hope your doctor's appointment turns out all right. Whatever it's for. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I want you to be careful, Levi. Because you got both of these cards. You got the moon and the tower. You run the risk of something happening at camp. I want you to keep your eyes open. All right. If someone's got it in for you, then it can cause some trouble for you. All right. If you get in too much trouble with your partner in crime, they can kick your ass home. So keep that in mind, that there might be an event that you do at camp that may push the boundaries of what the camp is willing to accept. So you don't set it on fire. If you play a prank and you put a bunch of shit in a boat and you push it out in the lake, make sure it's not anything expensive, like a brand new Cannondale 12-speed bike. Yeah, it's not the whole camp. We put a guy's 12-speed bike in the lake. He was not happy with that. Our camp has snakes, man. Copperheads, water moccasins. Damn thing was like Australia. It was nuts. Skull King. Yeah, exactly. Okay. I did vegan for about a year, but I couldn't continue. I had stomach surgery, and I unfortunately got anemic, severely anemic, and my doctor ordered me to eat meat. I couldn't get enough protein and iron through beans and tofu and stuff, absorption issues, that kind of thing. So I actually had to stop being vegan. You got it, Levi? Be safe. Don't set the place on fire. Have fun, all right? Take care. Such a weird way to say goodbye to someone. The big problem that I had, Skull King, was the because I had the what's called a vertical sleeve. So like 80% of my stomach was removed. I was physically unable to eat enough beans, tofu, seitan. I was doing a lot of seitan, or Satan. And I just, it wasn't enough, and I got severely anemic, and like the kind of anemic that the doctor ordered me to do like 3 high doses of iron a day for 6 weeks just to rebuild everything and to get my iron levels back up. And now I have to take an iron pill every day, and had to eat beef. I may try it again to see if, because I wasn't taking supplements at all during that time, so I might just try it again to see if I can keep from going anemic, because I do want to go back on it for not just health reasons, environmental reasons. Okay, here we go. Oh, well, Ivy, I adore good tofu. I learned how to cook some amazing tofu. And you're right, some tofu can just taste like damn it. It really can. But prepared right, magnificent. I live in Atlanta. We're a very metropolitan food place, and foodie food and gourmet and hipster and gastropub and you name it. So we got a lot of places that cook amazing dishes like that. Because there are different kinds of tofu you can try, and also it's how you prepare it and what you cook it in. Like I love Mapo tofu. That's some delicious stuff. Moe's actually has a Sinaloa tofu that's magnificent. Okay. All right, this is about community. This is always a good card for questions like that. So I'm going to do a Celtic Cross for you about how you fit into this new community. Yeah, there's if you use the right kind of tofu, because there's different firmness, and you can get tofu that's very firm and that really soaks up the flavor. And you cook it and saute it and marinate it, like marinated tofu and all of this stuff, and you would just be amazed on how good it tastes. But if it's just plain tofu, no, that's not going to do it for you. And you have every right to hate that. Vegan can be difficult. Now, if you live near a place like Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Earth Fare, it's a lot easier to buy foods that are vegan friendly. Luckily, I live near all of those. I couldn't do jackfruit. It was one thing I did not care for. I did everything else. I will tell you this. I love the absolute hell out of the new Beyond Burgers. Oh, yeah. I'm here in Atlanta. I'm just a few hours away from you. So, yeah, Tampa's got it going on. But I will say this. I love seafood. I love Gulf seafood. I love everything about Gulf food. Shrimp, catfish, oysters, mussels. Low country, high country, South Carolina, Charleston, Louisiana. Oh. It's difficult. I mean, if you've ever been to New Orleans and eaten their food, you know what I'm talking about. You're from Tampa, so obviously you've experienced the wonder and magic of Gulf seafood. So, yes. Charleston is one of the greatest places you can go to eat. Okay, here we go. Is your current situation? Oh, you're in Charleston right now? Is that where you are? Oh no, you're in Tampa. That's right. I forgot. Yeah. Sorry, too much weed. All right, our current situation here, my friend, is we got the Knave of Swords. Be what I am, all right? Energetic and inquisitive. This is a card that I currently see a lot in situations where you're the new guy. So you come with that new guy exuberance, helpful, wanting to show that you not only know, but you can contribute. All right? So that's very appropriate. This crosses you. All right, see now everything's right side up. Some people get a reading, it's all upside down. This is what you're going to have to deal with. There's an obstacle, a challenge, or whatever. You're going to have to address this. The Eight of Wands. That means something is coming. Something big. Something momentous. Good news. Maybe it's a positive movement. Maybe swift change. Maybe it's something you've been waiting for. It hasn't come yet, and bam, it happens. You're like, yeah! All right. Now, I don't know what that means in relationship to an online group, but it could be an opportunity. This is above you, okay? Now, this is where you're headed. Oh, good. Oh, okay. Oh, they are local. Oh, good, good. Ish. Now, this right here is where you're headed. It may come to pass. All right. So, we've gotten this several times tonight. Ace of Swords, and it's upside down, so it's about loss or failure. Now, usually this means good news or swift change. If it doesn't mean good news, but it means swift change, and this is where you're headed, then essentially it's a change. I don't know, because typically this is not a negative thing when it's right side up, and this is almost always a negative event that happens where there is a loss, unless the loss of something is a benefit. You know, like a silver lining sort of thing. We'll come back to that. This is the foundation, the root of the question. All right, subconsciously, or everything comes together for this. And that is the Knave of Wands. Nice dude. Energetic, faithful lover. He brings good news. Here's another good news kind of thing. Huh. Yeah. So, this is definitely a new opportunity for you. It could represent a person that's in this group too, or could represent there's another reason why you're joining this group. But I know you're married, so it can't be for that. Or it's something you're doing with your wife. There's something about this group that's you're very close to. That you have a close relationship with this group, or you want to, and that's why it's important to you that this work out. This one may come to pass. Sometimes this means it's also the best route to take, or just where you're headed. It may be an outlier. If I have to do another 3 card, I will. If I have to. This is where you came from. King of Cups. You came from this as an event, all right? Balance, control, responsible. He's a man of business. All right. This right here represents the kind of person who connects with people on a social, personal level. He's able, because it's cups, compassion, emotion, that sort of thing. He's able to have close-knit groups of friends, followers, employees, subordinates who believe in him because he lets them know that he actually gives a shit about them and connects to them. You know, the kind of boss that's like, hey, tell me how your weekend was. How's your wife? Heard your kid's sick. You know, that kind of thing. Doesn't just say it and move on. Like, he remembers your kid's name. So you naturally are like, hey, that's a good guy. It's a good guy. So someone who makes a point to make a personal connection with you. All right? You would know what this means. Now you head into this, all right? And there's something, basically, there's going to be a challenge. 9 of Wands, usually right side up, it's about formidable, resistance, strength and opposition. Because you can see she's got all those wands behind her. She's got her head's kind of wrapped up. She's been knocked a couple times, but she's still standing strong. But it's reverse. So she's on the defensive. Maybe a little bit paranoid. Definitely not holding their own like they should. So maybe you're getting ready to pass into a situation where you're going to take a few knocks. All right? And if it's not a situation where you're going to take a few knocks, you're going to be in the defensive where you feel like you're being attacked. Okay? So if there's a personal issue with someone that confronts you on something, says something to you, or you get put in the defensive position, that's what's going to happen. If you're being made to feel like you have to defend yourself, that's about to happen. And that may be what's related to this, where you have conflict. Because that's also just conflict, not loss. So that's a little bit of an explanation. Swift change that you're going to have to deal with. You made a mention that your wife is a Christian. I wonder if that's going to be the source of some issues, since this is a vegan pagan thing. which is an interesting combination of words. Vegan, pagan, vegan, pagan. I can't say that. I can. I could say that 5 times fast. Vegan, pagan, vegan, pagan, vegan, pagan, vegan, pagan. Yeah, that's not too hard. Oh, got a reversal here. For you, just how you feel about yourself. 5 of Wands. And definitely you feel some conflict going on. Dispute. Are you having a dispute with the missus on this? Or it does say avoidance of conflicts too. I mean, it's like you're feeling that it's a subject you just don't really want to bring up because it would bring about some conflict. You know, it's like there would be if I really pushed it around. If I'm like, hey baby, look at my new pagan tattoo. Yeah, you know, you don't want to be disrespectful. Obviously, it's your wife, you know, you don't want to be a dick. Your environment, 4 of Cups. That's, you know, the environment you're in or how people view you, all right? It's contemplation and rejection. Basically, everything's being presented to you as a choice. You go, no. It's like one of those grass is greener things. They're always waiting for the next good thing. You run the risk of not seeing what's directly in front of you, not seeing the forest for the trees. So there's a little bit of rejection. In this case, it's reverse, so there's an aloofness about it. All right. It sort of it can lead to missed opportunities. I don't know what this means in context to your group, other than if you're joining this group because you feel you need a social circle to be a part of, that you're longing for something, that maybe you already do have that, and this group is a misplaced focus. I don't know. I'm just riffing. At this point, it's not related to the reading. Pew, pew, shoot from the hip. Okay, my friend. Here we go. Hopes and fears. And that is the Knight of Cups. New friends, not new love. That's what you want. You want new friends. So, Cups, relationships, passion, that kind of thing. So it's not always about love. And this is the eventual outcome if nothing changes right here. All right. So frustration at not being able to, because it's normally about adventure and flight and that kind of thing. I know it is interesting. When it's reversed, there's haste and there's frustration. Basically, you're being blocked. It's not going to provide what you're looking for. Or rather, something is going to happen that will prevent you from making these connections. An external force. So think about that. All right. There is going to be something. I don't think it has to do with the group itself, but rather a person or persons. I think inherently it's good, always good to put yourself out there into new experiences, new groups, always a benefit. But there is going to be an event that will bring about a new reality that you will have to deal with, and it may be frustrating for you because it will interrupt the purpose. Well, good. Sometimes interesting life is I know that's a Chinese curse. All right, the last reading of the night. If anyone was watching, I am hanging it up after my friend Ivy Rain right here. And we're going to welcome Ivy Rain to the channel. And I'm totally going to... Ivy, you're welcome, Skull King. Yay, you bet, man. So, what kind of reading are you in the mood for? You saw a couple. You saw how I do it. I think you've watched before. We'll go out with a bang here. Levi's back. All right, career change. You wanting a career change, or have you had a career change and you want to know how it's going to affect? Oh, you want one badly? Well, all right. Well, then the Knave of Swords. He is the one that is new in a job. He's energetic, inquisitive. So when you're the new guy and you come in and you want to impress someone, that's when you're the Knave of Swords. All right. You don't want to be the reversed Knave of Swords because he's an asshole little twerp. So let's get that card. All right. I think it's back here. How is late in the game for you? Because I'm late in the game. But I'm a programmer and I live in Atlanta, so I'm pretty safe in my field. Well, I'm 47. You're in, and you know, I think Tampa's Levi. Levi, you have the sense of humor of a 35-year-old. You are very, very astute when it comes to comedic timing. I think that is an asset for you. And I think that's why everyone is shocked when you tell them your age. It's very good. It's very, very good. Very rarely do I meet young people, unless they're like, you know, crazy theater kids, do I meet people who have a sense of comic timing, the ability to respond appropriately to elicit laughter is actually a very difficult skill. And that is the kind of skill that can serve you very well and get you ahead because it endears you to people. And they always like to be made to laugh. People enjoy being made to laugh. It's gotten me jobs before. Oh, yeah, I totally thought you were like early 20s. All right. So, but Ivy, I don't think you need to worry about late in the game, especially if you live in Tampa. That's a pretty good market. Plus, if you ever wanted to find a better market, you know, Atlanta's only a few hours away, and Atlanta's just so damn big. Anyone can get a job and make it here and do very well, and our standard of living is very well, and you can make a normal salary and live very comfortable here. Hey, Night Flash, how you doing? Unfortunately, I'm hanging it up for the night. Ivy Ring is the last one. I'm coming up on 3 hours. I know. My voice can only handle about 6 or 7 readings. But I do broadcast Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. 8 o'clock Eastern. So join me on Wednesday anytime then. And I usually do about 2 to 2.5 hours. And what's your field, Ivy? What's the field that you are? What's the field? Oh, that's all right. I'm fucking old. What's the field that you're thinking about going into? Thank you, DJ Snappers. What a great name. You know what my nickname is? My nickname is actually Snapper. I've gone by Snapper since I was 15 years old. My real name is Clyde. That's what the creditors call me when they called. HVAC? Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. That transitions into any number of professional fields, so I think you're fine. I wouldn't worry too much about that. All right. Later, Levi. Yeah, you totally can easily transition. I mean, I work at a security company as far as a server, internet, banking security kind of thing. And we have tons of positions within the company that if you just come from another field altogether, the skills easily translate into that. It's just a whole nother job realm, you know. So, you know, you can change completely fields and get on a whole nother path, and I have no relationship to HVAC, but it's that professional experience that carries over. Okay. Oh yeah, tell me about it. I'm lucky I get to work out of my home and just go in a couple times a week just to be seen as a programmer. But we're very happy. We have lots of happy people, benefits. Okay, so right now, things are good for you. Temperance, all right? This is our current situation. Things are good for you, but you are trying to balance things. Like you said, you got 70, 80 hours a week. So there is an attempt for you to is accommodation. You see temperance is all about balancing on water and land, not getting out of whack in your personal and private and professional life. That's what everything is about right now. It can be overwhelming, but on balance, things are good. This crosses you, all right? You're gone 18 seconds, Levi. Urban exploration haunted videos. Totally. The proper people, they are great. I know. They can't quit me. I can't quit you. Brokeback Levi. 9 of Cups. This crosses you. So this is, excuse me. This is your challenge, an obstacle. You're going to have to address this, all right? Yes, go ahead, Levi. This is all about wish fulfillment, contentment, success, and satisfaction. You're going to have to decide, is your field that you're currently in providing what you need and want? Or is there something else that you can go for that will still provide it, but be a better fit for you? Or is success or contentment what it's all about? You know, it's like, do you follow your passion? Or do you do what you're good at? Can you do what you're good at and it be your passion? Or do you just settle for doing something that you're good at and it makes you happy? That's a very funny pickup line. Personally, I wouldn't use it because you certainly don't want the emotional connection of you and STD. Though it is very funny. And can be used in a joking situation. But if the only thing they take away from you is that your junk is infected, then it's not going to work. All right. Infected junk. This is above you. It is the Emperor. Now, the Emperor, this is very appropriate for you right now, because the Emperor is about stability, power and protection and authority, but more also stability. A job that provides stability, yes, is wonderful because it can provide comfort and it can provide emotional support. Whereas if you make the leap, it's a risk. And it may not work out. You may join another company, another field. You may hate it. It may not work out. And then you got to come crawling back. And then you hate it because you're going back to something that you don't want to go back to. It's a risk. But of course, life is risk. So you do everything you can to mitigate the risk. But this is where you're headed right now, which tells me you're thinking about going for the stability. But it doesn't mean that's where you want to go or where you should go. This is just a possibility, and it kind of shows where you're headed right now. Oh, I can think of several things, Levi, that'll get you slapped. All right, this is below you. This is the foundation reason for this whole question. What's been going on with you up until now? And it's death, but it's reversed. And guess what it says? It's a resistance to change, because death is about change and transformation, yes, and also about mortality. But when death is reversed, that means you're doing everything you can to resist that change. Sometimes it means hope destroyed, so you're never going to change because you're just beaten down. But in this case, you are your own worst enemy, essentially. And not really enemy, it's just that you're just really resistant to change right now for a variety of reasons, which are very good, real reasons. Go for it, Levi. All right. This is where you came from. This is the Hanged Man. This is behind you. You just came out of this. It's like an event that you just did. The Hanged Man sacrifices, does trials, tribulations, sacrifice in order to gain understanding. Maybe, of course, for altruistic reasons. It does also imply intuition, greater intuition, but it could very well be that you just came from a trying experience, that you willingly did it for the good of something or someone, or something happened that it gave you wisdom. And that could be everything from your job really ran you through the ringer and it woke you up. This is a very on-point reading because this is right in front of you. This is the Seven of Cups, and it's interesting because the Seven of Cups is about everything from wishful thinking and choices and options. Yeah, that'll get you slapped, and in this day and age, it can also get you fired. But you're 15, so you're okay on that. I do not recommend you do that, though. We used to do that in high school, though, so yeah. That's an oldie but a goodie. I even think I remember seeing that in a movie. Okay, Seven of Cups is about lack of discernment. Essentially, you've got options. There are good options and there are bad options. You know that. Life is about that. But whether it be through lack of information, whether it be through just what's being presented, you are unable to determine which one of these you should choose. All right? Of course, the goal here is to arm yourself with as much knowledge so that you can make an informed choice. But right now, you don't have that information. And look at this. This is how you feel about yourself. And that is the Four of Cups. And that is about contemplation, missed opportunities, or aloofness. What it is everything's being offered, choices. You're contemplating things in front of you, so much so that either you don't see what's right in front of you, or since it's upside down, it also means that you're rejecting everything, like no, 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 and you run the risk of the right choice being passed by. Goes hand in hand with this. 7 and the 4. This tends to be more of a condition of yourself of being a little bit ambivalent or too needy. Or just being dismissive, whereas this is more about lack of information and ability to choose. This is the King of Wands, and this is your environment. This is how people see you. Now, if this is the position you're in, that means you're ready. This is how people see you, that you are upwardly mobile. Or at least people perceive you to be in a position to do this. So the timing is right. All right? The will is there and the energy is there. People perceive it, and it's the environment which you're in. So you're good. All right? So people do perceive that from you. So that means the timing is good. Hopes and fears, sometimes they're intermingled. And 5 of Swords, we've been getting that all night, because that's about loss of conflict, of course, betrayal, not worth the price. How appropriate that what comes out is the not worth the price. That you fear that you make the move and it wasn't worth all the bullshit. Everything that's involved in getting a new job, changing insurance, because you know what I mean as an adult, changing insurance and doctors and all of that. You're like, oh my God. And then you get there and you're like, this job sucks. Oh, I should have never left it. You do fear that. All right, buddy, please. Be safe. Don't set the place on fire. Go to bed, because you need your beauty sleep. Because I know you're gonna be plugging it up. Woo-hoo. Okay, the Hierophant. This is a fascinating card to get, because this is how it's going to turn out. Now, the Hierophant represents traditional beliefs or institutions or conformity. Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to do the quote-unquote right thing or the expected thing. This, I believe, sort of represents possibly maybe a field you're going to try to move into, that this is your destination. Could mean a job in some field that is part of an expected, like an institution that people deal with every day. Anything from law enforcement, university, medical, traditional, even religious sort of thing. It does say marriage. I mean, I guess you could just get married. That sort of thing. Unless, if it's something that you consider that AC and HVAC is as traditional as it gets, that you'll stay there. Now, this is what will happen if nothing changes. So keep that in mind. That where you're headed is stability, is where you're thinking of going, and that you have to decide if you just want to be happy and content. That's what this is. And you're going to have a lot of choices and not be able to understand which one to take because you just don't have the information. Okay? People see you as being able to move forward. If you ever make that choice, you have the dream and the drive and the will. So there is a possibility that this is telling you that it's perfectly okay to stay where you are. If it provides stability for you, if you stay happy with it or content, that is okay. It's not like you're giving up your dream of being a professional bowler, all right? But an alternate reading is that you're going to move into a field that involves these concepts. And that would be totally different from what you're working in now, because it does show, yes, you will have the choice. You're leaning toward this, but that doesn't mean this will happen, because this is what may come to pass. You're acutely aware of what you fear, but you can be bolstered by the fact that people see this in you, that you have it in you. So keep that in mind, that this is a fluid ending. Both of them are okay, though. So yeah, that was pretty spot on for what you were asking. I like those kind of readings. Cool beans. Well, I am glad I could help you. And now I shall put the cards away in my little book. Yay! Well, thank you so much, Ivy. Thank you for popping in. Come back on Wednesday and Friday. If I can get my stuff together, to get my act together. Sometimes migraines conspire against me, and at the last minute I have to cancel. But you know, such is life. But yeah, so pop on in and we'll do more readings, all right? You too. Take care. Bye. Bye-bye.